Hey everyone, welcome back to the trail running photography course. I hope everyone has been able to get out, snap some photos, and utilize some of the lessons we learned. So today we're going to talk about one of probably the most important or the most frustrating thing while taking photos out on a trail, and that is how to reduce the motion blur. Capturing motion on your smartphone is really challenging, but it's also one of the more rewarding things when you can capture it correctly. It really enhances your photo, it brings it to life, and it helps express what we love to do, and that's to run in beautiful places. There are several things going against you when it comes to taking photos with your phone. For example, the shutter speed. You can't manually set the shutter speed on your phone. Shutter speed is how quickly your phone takes a photo. Other examples are lighting. You can't always anticipate what your runner's going to do when they're coming at you, but there are a few things that we can talk about that can get you closer and closer to taking those awesome motion shots while out on the trail. First thing that we can talk about in regards to reducing motion blur is light. Light is an incredible tool to use while taking photos, if not the most important tool. Having good lighting will dramatically increase your odds of taking a shot with minimal or no blur at all. Some of the best times of the day to take photos is called the golden hour. And the golden hour is an hour after sunrise and an hour just before sunset, which is when the light isn't at its peak, it's fairly low, and it creates really dynamic lighting and really even lighting. Alright, tip number 2 is holding your phone. So I think one major issue with motion blur is holding your phone very loosely or not really thinking about how you're holding it. For me, sometimes I'll take a photo and I'll bump it and it'll move this way, or I'll move it up and down, and later I'll go back and look at my photo and notice everything is blurry or just the runner is blurry. So one thing to really keep in mind is having a steady hand, holding the phone very firmly, and as soon as you hit the shutter button, make sure the phone, it doesn't move at all. Another thing you can do, not only hit the shutter button directly on your phone, but you can also take photos by using the volume up button, which does help reduce some movement. The other thing you can do is use your headphones. On your headphone jack for your iPhone, you can plug it in and you can use the volume up button on your headphones as almost like a remote. So you can use it doing selfie shots, to take your hand out of the photo. You can do it so you're not hitting any button at all on the phone to cause any unnecessary movement. Just another cool thing. Our third tip for reducing motion blur is using the photo burst. And for me, it's one of the more forgotten or unknown things when it comes to taking photos on your smartphone. And this is a great tool to take rapid fire shots. So you're kind of going off of a little bit of hope, but I think majority of my photos that I've taken of runners or moving subjects is utilizing the photo burst option on my phone. So best way to do it is to anticipate and have the runner be sort of far away, so it gives you the best chance at getting a lot of shots and a lot of movement through the time the runner starts to the time that they run away from you. So just holding down the shutter button will just rapid fire shots, and as the subject's moving, you can take as many photos as I guess your phone can handle, and you can later go back and you can look through every single photo in movement that the camera took. for me, it's really challenging to get on my smartphone a shot of a runner bombing down a hill, where their arms are flailing and they're moving really quickly. They're trying to navigate terrain, and it's really hard to anticipate where the runner's going to be, and that causes a lot more photos to be blurry, and your odds become less and less of capturing that awesome shot. So one thing I recommend, and one thing I do a lot to get that shot, is I'll capture runners going uphill, where they're moving a lot slower potentially, and you can anticipate their cadence. They're a little bit more methodical on how they approach and go up a climb, and that helps reduce the blur quite a bit. The fifth tip is going back to focusing. So like we talked about, being able to pick out your subject matter, tapping on your screen, making sure that your subject is in focus. And our last tip, and the most important, is don't get frustrated. There are lots of elements going against you when it comes to taking photos on your smartphone. Keep trying, keep utilizing all of these tools, and throughout time, and when everything aligns, you can take these incredible photos of your friends out on a trail, and it'll be extremely rewarding.